Good morning, uh, lovely people of the internet. Uh, I just got to say I'm truly blessed. Somebody was trying to tell me the other day that when people were saying God blessed me to get up today, this and that, they were just talking about no, God didn't bless you. You had to go get that job. You have to make yourself get up and stuff. He wasn't really saying there wasn't no God, but just he doesn't seem to believe that just waking up is a blessing. I didn't try to debate that with him because in my mind I knew I was like, okay, you know, he's like 30 something, I think 31, 32 maybe. So I've got 20 something years of experience on him, and it ain't about age, it's more about experience. Because I've met people that were far younger than me that I learned from, and then I've met people far older than me that I also learned from, but in good ways and bad. Some of the older people I learned from how not to be. I'm trying to see in my mind where I'm going with this, but I already pre-read this one for today. It's cool. So let's just. I want to say thanks again to everybody in this community, man. I'm working towards getting some organization. Even you see, I think y'all see it. I will be working on. I'll be trying to sort out what time of day I'm going to be uploading. I know I'm just kind of winging it now. Like I just do it whatever time seems suitable to me. I don't even know how to I hadn't figured out how to set up and have it automatically just upload itself on some given day. I don't even know if I can do it with my tablet, but it's no big deal. It'd be easier for me to just do it manually because then it's more discipline. So what I'm going to be working on in the next week or two is just trying to think on the Way the Wizard days. What time of day do I need to make sure, I want to set a time and stick to it as much as possible. There might be times that something comes up and I have to let all you know that it might be a day late or a few hours late or something. And then I also want to do that with the Tuesdays and Thursday toy comic related pop culture type videos. I want to start pinpointing, kind of come up with what's a good time to be uploading those, and then that way everybody can have a pattern, not just days of when. You don't just know a day of what to tune into, or you're not having to wait. If you know the time and you know the day, then you can just come straight to the channel if you are subscribing. On Twitter, I tag several people, and I just do that. They say that they don't mind. I'm constantly, every so often, self-conscious and telling them to please let me know if tagging you. But they're enjoying it. But I do that so that they don't miss it. Because, we can get busy and... I know I can't keep up with everything that everybody's doing, and I'm trying to support everybody, but let me knock this out. Living a Life of Awareness by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. Daily Meditations on the Toltec Path. And if I got something else to say, I will after this, but I've got plenty more I can put in other videos later, maybe right after this. So, Daily Meditations on the Toltec Path, here we go. Changing the world. I think you're going to really like this one. It spoke so big to me. My father has a saying that he uses fairly frequently. Help me to change the world. Help me to change the world. That's what his father says. It's a beautiful endeavor meant to focus our attention, love, and compassion on ourselves and everyone else in the world. But you can't change the world by pretending to be something you are not. Through this pretense, you are already rejecting yourself. The very first step is to accept yourself just the way you are, flaws and all. Here's the irony. The moment you accept yourself is the moment you realize that whatever you thought was flawed is not flawed. And you change only because you want to, not because you have to. Practice. With awareness, remember that the moment
you accept yourself just the way you are is the moment you begin to change the world. You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot give love and respect to your brothers and sisters without first learning to love and respect yourself just the way you are. There's no such thing as a flaw in any individual, and that includes you. Everyone is simply expressing his or her own intention in life. I'm able to comprehend the words and what is the intention behind those words. And here lately, I'm trying to figure out, well, I'm not trying to figure out nothing, but it's been being laid on me to stop being, don't be self-conscious about, I can't worry about how somebody else perceives it on the other end of this. Now, if you particularly hear the words and you think you're so sure about what it might mean, always feel free to comment and say, hey, I don't know what, and then if I think I can explain it better, I will. But I'm trying to learn that I can't spend too much time worrying about anybody, depending on what faith you are, depending on where you came from in the world. Your point of view is different. And so it's not, I can't, if it goes against what you believe, don't get mad at it, question it. But I guess what I'm saying is I was struggling with thinking about how someone may interpret that when he says, you're perfect the way you are. People don't have flaws. We're all expressing our intentions differently. I don't think he means that we don't mess up. That's why his dad also in the 4 Agreements termed, and now, like I said, I don't know if he heard it from somewhere else and then termed it, but in that book, that's where I got perfectly imperfect. Embrace your imperfection. Embrace what it is that you feel flawed about. Sometimes our flaws are our biggest strengths. Imagine that. Take what you perceive to be, take what you think is a flaw or needs to be improved on or you could do better on and make that a strength. I don't know. It makes sense to me. I'm going to do the best I can, but my best, the foreground, look, I might share just a tidbit of something in another video today to give y'all just a little preview, because I've decided that when we wrap up this Living a Life of Awareness, I will be sharing, I'll start from beginning to end with the 5th Agreement. I may not be completely done rereading the 5th Agreement by myself when I get done with this, but if I ain't, I'm going to go back to the beginning and share it with you guys. But I'm already seeing where, like, when I share that, I may have some people come at me a weird way because of some of what the words say in that book. But that's what was being led on me today. In other words, take everything that I'm sharing, discern it for yourself. Take it with a grain of salt. Just because it helped me and it speaks loudly to me and I understand it. If you don't, that's where I'd say, hey, pray, listen to the Spirit. What does it tell you? Because I'm going to tell you, sometimes people are just regurgitating what they think they know. And they've never questioned a single thing outside of their little bowl. Don't be that. Be somebody that can see objectively outside of what it is that you are so certain about. And that's why I'm going to share the 5th Agreement, which will have we'll go through the whole 4 plus the fifth and tell you why he didn't put the fifth agreement with the four. He needed people to digest the four first. Might as well just tell you again, you have be impeccable with your word is the first agreement. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions. That's your third. Always do your best. That's the fourth. Then, so many years later, he put this one out, the fifth. And that's be skeptical, but learn to listen. He even says in this, but you'll see, he even says in this book, question everything. Question yourself, and even question me, the person that's telling you this in this book. Anyway, we'll get to that. I'll be sharing that soon. I might share just a summarization of the four agreements sometime today or over the weekend, and maybe an excerpt from something I read out of here. But I don't want to get into starting the book yet. I'm digesting it, redigesting it myself, and I'm loving it, man. It's like I'm just offering things that were less confusing for me, dude. That's all I gotta say. Is there's some stuff that I was brought up on and I've studied for years. I've read multiple times. I'm currently reading scripture. But for me, the simple things that are able to, that you don't have to be like, what does that mean? And now, of course, I'm saying that some people may misinterpret, and I can't worry about that either. I'm just getting that. Don't think that I ain't studying biblical, but I also go outside of you can tell, look at me. I've always thought more, I have that burning desire to know the ultimate truth as much as humanly possible. It's my belief that I can't fully understand it until I transcend this physical realm back to home. Because that's what I came from there to go back there. You don't have to believe it. I don't care. That's the kind of confidence it wants me to build. The Spirit wants me to be confident. So when I speak, I don't have to defend it anymore or feel like I have to explain it. If somebody wants to know a little more about it, they'll just ask and they'll listen and we can talk back and forth. Ultimately, it's going to be up to you to believe what you want to believe. I can't make nobody believe nothing. Till next time, Mr. Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment over and out. Ditto.